Hey friends, thanks for coming to Storytime with Andy. Today's book is called The Greedy Triangle. See our little friend the triangle right here? In this book, he's not happy with the shape that he is and he wants to be different shapes. So you'll see he gets to try on a bunch of different shapes in life and I won't spoil it for you. You'll see in the end how it turns out, okay? So I want to say thank you to Charlie L, who loaned me this book. Charlie, this is actually Charlie's mom's book. Charlie's mom used to be a teacher, and she used this book to teach her students all about different shapes. And so I thought it would be fun to quiz you guys at home to see if you know all of the names of different shapes. So some of these I knew, and some of them I don't remember learning. Maybe I did, but I've forgotten. And so we'll see which ones of these you guys remember at home. So we'll start easy and then we'll get a little bit trickier, okay? So if a shape has 3 sides, it's a triangle, right? Good job. If it has 4 sides, quadrilateral. Yes, okay. 5 sides, everybody always remembers this because of the building in Washington, D.C. 5 sides is a pentagon. 6 sides, you know, like a stop sign has. 6 sides is a hexagon. Yep. This is where I started to get a little bit lost. 7 sides, do you know what 7 sides are? A heptagon. Not a hexagon, a heptagon for 7 sides. 8 sides, I feel like everybody can always remember this one because you think of an octopus, right? 8 sides is an octagon. 9 sides is a, anybody know this one? This is tricky. Nonagon. I didn't know that one. 10 sides is a decagon. 11 sides is an undecagon. We're getting deep here. And 12 sides is a dodecagon. So if you're out there and you knew these already, way to go, you're awesome at geometry. If you didn't know these, they're just kind of fun words to think of, right? Like dodecagon, undecagon, decagon, nonagon, heptagon, quadrilateral. These are just really fun words to say. So we're gonna learn a little bit today. We're also gonna be on the lookout for all those different shapes in here. So as we're reading, see how many of those shapes you can recognize in the book, okay? And we're gonna draw. Love to draw here at Storytime with Andy. So get a piece of paper, bring a crayon or a pencil with you. We're gonna draw our little friend, the greedy triangle, okay? All right, you guys ready to read? Let's do it. The Greedy Triangle by Marilyn Burns. Once there was a triangle that was, as most triangles are, always busy. The triangle spent its time holding up roofs, supporting bridges, making music in a symphony orchestra, catching the wind for sailboats, being slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. The triangle's favorite thing, however, was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. "That way I always hear the latest news," it said, "which I can tell my friends." And the triangle's friends liked hearing the news. One day, the triangle began to feel dissatisfied. "I'm tired of doing the same old things," it grumbled. "There must be more to life." So the triangle went to see the local shapeshifter. "How may I help you?" the local shapeshifter asked the triangle. "I think if I had just one more side and one more angle," said the triangle, "my life would be more interesting." "That is easy to do," said the shapeshifter. And poof, the shapeshifter turned the triangle into a quadrilateral. Life changed in a wonderful way. The quadrilateral was happy with all the new things it could do. The quadrilateral could be a baseball diamond, or first, second, or third base. It could take a position on a checkerboard or a chessboard. It could be a TV screen, a computer screen, a movie screen. It could frame windows or frame pictures, and much, much more. The quadrilateral's favorite thing, however, was to be the pages of a book. "I learned so many interesting stories that way," it said, "which I can tell my friends." And the quadrilateral's friends liked hearing those stories. But one day, the quadrilateral began to feel dissatisfied. "I'm tired of doing the same old things," it grumbled. "There must be more to life." So the quadrilateral went back to the shapeshifter. "How may I help you now?" the shapeshifter asked the quadrilateral. "I think if I had just one more side and one more angle," said the quadrilateral, "my life would be more interesting." "That's easy to do," said the shapeshifter. And poof, the shapeshifter turned the quadrilateral into a pentagon. And life changed in a wonderful way. The pentagon was happy with all the new things it could do. On a baseball diamond, the pentagon could be home plate, it could be a section on a soccer ball, or appear inside whenever someone drew a 5-pointed star. The Pentagon's favorite thing, however, was to be the headquarters of the U.S. military near Washington, D.C. "I hear all the top secrets that way," it said. "It's too bad I can't tell them to my friends." And the Pentagon's friends couldn't help feeling left out. After a while, time seemed to pass slowly for the Pentagon, and it became dissatisfied again. "I'm tired of doing the same old things," it grumbled. "There must be more to life." So the Pentagon went back to the shapeshifter. "So you're here again," the shapeshifter said to the Pentagon. "Now what would you like?" "I think if I had just one more side and one more angle," said the Pentagon, "my life would be more interesting." "That's easy to do," said the shapeshifter. And poof, the shapeshifter turned the Pentagon into a hexagon. And life changed again in a wonderful way. The hexagon was happy with all the new things it could do. The hexagon fit in as floor tiles in houses and patios and fancy crackers at parties and picnics. It worked as the socket of certain bolts and the prongs of certain wrenches. The hexagon's favorite thing, however, was to be a cell in a beehive. "I love watching the bees as they buzz in and out," it said. The hexagon spent so much time in the beehive, it was too busy to talk to its friends. And the friends missed the hexagon and couldn't help feeling ignored. Again and again, the shapeshifter became restless, dissatisfied, and unhappy with its life. And again, it returned to the shapeshifter for more sides and more angles. The shapeshifter agreed to turn it into one shape after another. A heptagon, an octagon, a nonagon, a decagon, and on and on. Finally, the shape had many, many sides and many, many angles. Its sides were so small that it had trouble keeping its balance, and its friends couldn't tell which side it was on and began to avoid the shape. One day, when the shape was going down a hill, it began to roll. Faster and faster it went, screeching around corners and crashing into fences and trees, colliding with bicycles and terrifying walkers. And at last, the shape came to a stop. It felt tired and dizzy and lonely and sad. "Enough," thought the shape. "I don't know which side is up. I can't keep my balance. My friends don't want me around." The shape could no longer remember why it had been so unhappy as a triangle, and very carefully it made its way back to the shapeshifter. "Aren't you happy yet?" the shapeshifter asked. "I want to be a triangle again," said the shape. "I'm not surprised," said the shapeshifter. And poof, the shapeshifter turned the shape back into a triangle. And the triangle was delighted to have its old shape back again and kept itself very busy. Once again, it held up roofs, it supported bridges, it made music in a symphony orchestra, it caught the wind for sailboats, became slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. Still, the triangle's favorite thing was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. "That way I always hear the latest news," it said, "which I can tell my friends." And its friends liked hearing the news, and were glad the triangle was back in shape again. The end. All right, friends, hope you're ready to draw. We're gonna draw the cover right here of our little triangle friend, and you can see he's kind of juggling these different shapes right here, okay? So it's gonna be super easy. If you're ready to draw with me, first thing we're gonna do is draw a triangle. So you can kind of start, somewhere in the middle of your paper, draw a line down. Triangle is easy to start, it kind of looks like you're making like the letter A. And then just connect down at the bottom here. So there's our triangle. We're gonna draw his eyes and his nose and his mouth next. So in the middle, we're going to make a U, like an upside down U. And we're going to give it a little bump like that, okay? And then his eyes go in here, so two long skinny ovals, just like that. And you can make little circles in them, and then we're gonna color them in, except for that little circle, okay? Just like that. And then we're gonna do his nose, okay? His nose, again, is just a long oval. Goes kind of like that. It's got a little highlight right there. And his mouth, he's got a smile in this picture, so we're gonna just do like that. And then underneath, kind of do like that. Kind of shaped like the moon almost, right? Okay, now you can kind of do these like little marks right there at the end of his smile, and that really kind of makes it look like he has cheeks. Okay, so there's his face. We're gonna draw his legs. He has very short legs, okay? So he has one leg coming out here, so you can draw a little stick down and then one next to it. And you can do the same on the other side. Really skinny legs, right? And then he's just got 2 feet that are kind of ovals, like that. 1 and 2. And then his arms are long and skinny also. So we can do 1 curving up like that. Really skinny arms. And then another 1 over here on this side. And he has hands, they're just kind of, I don't know, shaped kind of like lima beans, or like he has mittens on or something. So you can do hands kind of like that, okay? So there's his hands, and he's juggling some shapes in this. So first shape we're gonna draw, we'll start easy and get a little bit harder maybe, right? So we can draw a square up here. We can draw the 5-sided shape, kind of looks like a house, right? And remember, that's called a pentagon. There you go. We can draw an octagon. That's tricky, that has 8 sides, okay? So you do a top and a bottom, left and a right side, and then you connect them. And that will give you 8 sides. Maybe we'll go easy since we just did those difficult ones. We'll do a circle over here. All right, so it looks like he's juggling all his shapes. We need to draw a line down here that shows that he's standing on something, so he's not just floating in the middle of our page. So you can just draw a line like that, and it looks like he's standing on the stage juggling, okay? And there is our greedy triangle, and we're gonna draw the title of the book up here. T-H-E-G-R-E-E-D-Y. The greedy triangle. T-R-I-A-N-G-L-E. The greedy triangle. Good job, everybody. All right, all you shapeshifters out there, hope you really enjoyed that book. And before we go, I wanted to share with you a picture of a little artist who follows us at home at Storytime with Andy. I thought it would be fun to start showing some pictures. So check out this picture. This is Kaylin, and this is her picture that she drew along to our book, Grumpy Monkey. Love your drawing, Kaylin. And you guys can check out that book on the rest of our list. So thank Thank you. I love seeing all of the art out there. You guys are such great artists. It just makes me smile seeing all of that. So thank you for coming to Storytime with Andy. And as always, stay well and keep reading.